Hello, my name is Alicia, and today I'm going to be talking about The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson. So this is the fourth book in kind of the Stevie Ellingham, I don't know what the Truly Devious, but it's not technically in their series. I don't think it has like a series name. Anyway, this is the fourth book. However, this book has almost nothing to do with the first three. It's a whole different case. The characters are the same, so I mean, if you don't read the first three books, you're not gonna know the characters as well. But there are also new characters, and the whole plot and the whole everything's pretty much different. The only thing that stays the same is Stevie. She is this teenage investigator. She's a detective, and basically she likes to solve cold cases. The first three books are following her at this private school called Ellingham Academy, and this one is kind of her summer in between the last case and the last school year and just the summer. And she's invited to this summer camp where there was murders there, and it's this case that's never been solved. It's about a box in the woods. And so basically, if you haven't read the first three, I would recommend reading them because they're good, but this is a lot faster paced. You don't technically need to read the first three books to read this book. So if you want like a fast mystery book, this is definitely one to look out for. The first three are awesome. I love them, but it's nice to kind of have a beginning and an end in one book because the other three were the same case for three books. So it was really cool to see this. So that's it for non-spoilers. I'm gonna now talk more in depth about the book. Okay, bye. Okay, I really love this book. I thought it was so fun. I thought the storyline was really good. I really liked Stevie in it. I liked her friends. I liked just the whole thing. The case was a lot more, like the Ellingham case was interesting, but this one was a lot more interesting, I feel like, and had like some crazy stuff going on. And I don't know, I thought it really showed Stevie's detective skills. She was so smart and just really awesome. So one of the first characters we get into is Carson. So we meet Carson, and he is the head honcho at this camp. Camp Wonderfalls is what it is. So basically he is super interested in Stevie and invites her, which was really cool. Also a little creepy. I thought for sure he had something to do with it. I don't know why he would want Stevie to come, but he was just like really sketchy. And the whole thing with like freaking Stevie out and like having that sign come out, and I don't know, I feel like that was really weird. His weird obsession with his boxes, and I don't know, he was just a really weird guy for me, and I don't know, there's something weird about him. The whole time I was like, what's going on with him? Why is he all so weird? Anyway, it was great though. I don't know why he was so interested in. I wish he had some like tie to the murders more than just being interested. It's so cool that Stevie was also able to invite Nate and Janelle. Those were like awesome characters in the last book. I loved both of them, and it was good to see them. Also, we saw David, which David, for some reason, he is an axe murderer. I don't know what his problem is, but he always seems to be so suspicious. I don't know. He's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I obviously know he had nothing to do with it, and it was awesome to see him like come to the rescue a little bit in it, and I really liked that. David, I do like you. I do, but you just have some weird qualities, and you and Stevie, your relationship's just interesting. But I did really like them. I felt like there's a lot of growth in it, and they still have a lot to like discussed and stuff, but I think it's gonna be okay. Then we have Allison. So Allison's sister was one of the people that got murdered, which she's like the odd one out because she was like this goody two shoes. She was very stuck to her schedule, and so it was really weird that all of a sudden she was hanging out with these kids who like did drugs and that would skip school and stuff. So it was crazy that she was like involved in it, and no one really knew why she was. And she had an old boyfriend that a lot of people thought he might have been like the murderer because she had broken up with him right before that happened. But obviously we find out that he was cleared and it was all a misunderstanding. But it's always the first thing to think of is like, it was the husband, it was the boyfriend. So it was cool that we met Allison, and she was so open to get to know Stevie and talk with Stevie, which we can tell from like before she was really closed off, but Stevie was like so legit, and I don't know, that she felt open to her. It was really tragic to find out that she was like literally murdered. And then we have Diane, who is really good friends with Allison, who was in the group of the kids. So all her friends got taken out. It was pretty crazy. So I was not suspicious of her at all, but as we learned more, I was like, that's weird. Like, it is kind of a coincidence that like she wasn't there and everyone else was there, and like she knew about like the place that they would go and stuff. I don't know. Did you guys see that coming? Like, let me know if you saw her before it was like too obvious. But yeah, I mean, there wasn't a ton of people to think did it, so I mean, that's fine. But the whole like backstory, like when we find out everything, it was crazy. I was really quite shocked by like everything that went down and people just being in the wrong place. Sabrina was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and she got taken out, but she was the only one who knew what was going on. So that was pretty crazy. And Diane didn't know about her dad being a Nazi. That was pretty crazy. And for him to be like a Nazi, and I think about it, I'm like, how did he not have like an accent? Like, I know a lot of Nazis, they did come to the United States and they did pose as fallen soldiers, but it's pretty crazy. And for her to like accept it, I think it's hard when it's your like dad, and obviously you don't want your dad going to jail, but it's like when your dad did a bad thing and he killed a bunch of people and he's gonna kill your best friends, like that's pretty crazy. And I can't believe she stood by him, because I feel like I would not be okay with all my besties just getting taken out. And like her boyfriend, it was rough. It was rough. And just the way that Stevie was able to figure out with Allison's death, Diane's boyfriend got killed like in the same manner with like the bright light. And it's crazy that Diane got stuck in her own lie. Well, it's the truth though, but she got stuck by the truth that made Stevie able to see how she was part of it and how she's still keeping up with this lie. So it was pretty crazy. I really liked the book. I thought it was super entertaining. I liked when they went to Allison's house to find the journal, and it was literally in a pot that hadn't been touched. I feel like it's so crazy that they coincidentally found like the ticket, like the receipt in the art room, but I guess it makes sense because it's been closed for a long time. But I just thought that was so crazy. And then Stevie like put it together that she liked to make these pots, and where would she hide her journal? In a pot. So I guess that makes sense. But it was crazy that when they were going, Diane was also coming to the house. Diane was pretty crazy. I can't believe she really tried to like take them out, like shots of them. But Nate and Stevie were able to make it out okay. And yeah, it turned out really good. I really like these series. I hope it continues. I think Stevie's a great character. She's very real. All the characters are super great and just super fun to get to know. And I think these mysteries are really cool and very detailed. I did hear that a lot of people didn't like the flipping back and forth from like the past into the future. This is something that we did see in Truly Devious, the first 3, but I did like it. I thought it was great and it pulled together, and I felt like we weren't ahead or behind. We were like right with Stevie. I loved the journal entries that we were able to really discover how everything went down in the mystery and how Sabrina had discovered everything about Diane and her father. So overall, I really love this book. I really enjoyed it. Thought it was a great read. It's quite little, like it's not a bad read, so I was really happy about that as well. If you have any more comments, comment down below, like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!